Aidan, welcome to Popternative. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Good to be here.
I really enjoyed this film. Congratulations, your performance is incredible. I wanted to know about the audition process. Did you enjoy the audition process? How did it go when you first met Jesse? And what was it like working with Yorgos and the chemistry with Jesse?
Man, I first just submitted a monologue and they liked it, so then I submitted some other stuff, including a tape of some questions about the movie's subject matter and all that. And eventually, yeah, I was called over to this place and met Jesse and Yorgos, and yeah, it went over pretty good.
Absolutely. And this is your
Yeah,
first.
but also actually the audition process ended up being, I mean, I guess it probably would have been stressful either way, but it was made kind of more stressful by the fact that I was still in high school at the time when all that was happening, and I even was working on some other acting stuff in my drama class in the middle of that. But so
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And this was your first feature film. So I wanted to know what were some learning experiences from an acting storyteller perspective on Bugonia that you learned specifically.
Definitely some scenes that I did kind of just struggle with or seem to not be quite doing what they wanted for, like the like at one of the at one of the scenes at the table with Jesse. I remember that I was struggling a bit to really give what they or figure out what they wanted me to do for it, really, and generally though I was just encouraged to just kind of not overthink it the process so much, and eventually that worked out. So
And can you speak a little bit more about working with Jesse Plemons and the friendship that developed over time filming the movie?
yeah, we met each other during the audition process, started working on scenes together, and we just found that we kind of just and we found that we kind of just and we found I think that we kind of naturally just work well together, and we're just naturally kind of developing a bond like that on and off camera. Yeah, Jesse's cool. I think it's him a real friend by this point. Yeah.
Begonia is one of my favorite films of the year, and it was nominated for multiple Academy Awards, including Best Picture. What was it like for you finding out that the film was nominated for multiple Academy Awards this year?
But, it was cool.
Really, really exciting. Um, what Are there any fun stories on the top of your head that you could share about filming Begonia that were really fun or funny, so to speak?
There was a couple moments like that through the whole process. For one thing, for one thing, when we were first filming my all final scene with Emily, specifically when we were filming her sort of perspective or shot of it with her being sprayed by blood. I actually kind of laughed after the first time that happened, and while they were still recording. I don't know why. I think that's the general way it happened, and how fast the blood there sprayed on her kind of caught me off guard, but it was interesting. And also, we actually, at my suggestion, had a s'mores party at the end of the filming process. Yeah, they were good s'mores,
I heard
and
you got to improv a little bit on this film as well. Did any of it make the movie?
yeah, a couple good moments. Like me asking to use the bathroom during the dinner scene was actually improvised. Yeah, I also did actually try to sneak in a line about s'mores in an earlier scene between me and Jesse, but that wasn't included. So
And then last question. I just kind of wanted to know, working with Yorgos from a directing perspective, what were the conversations like with him on set? With like when it was like you and Jesse and Emma, but like your specific conversations with Yorgos.
What I do appreciate is that mostly during the sort of discussions I had with him, he more so than trying to actually micromanage the scenes or anything, he kind of was encouraging and doing takes for the sake of experimenting with different stuff and different types of deliveries within the scenes, and like having room for experimentation in my own acting stuff. So I appreciate that about his style. And yeah, Yorgos just generally seems from what I did see of him like a pretty cool and chill and interesting guy.
You did fantastic in this film. Congratulations. Aiden, thank you so
Thanks.
much for
Glad you
taking some
enjoyed
time
it.
on Popternative. I appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.